Hey Facebook Live, good morning. How you all doing in the house this morning? It's Ava Eager Brown, Master Coach, Founder and CEO at avaeagerbrown.com. It's my hope that today my internet will behave itself and we can have a great 5 minutes together. I'm only going to be 5 minutes this morning because I have a really booked diary. So for those of us who don't know who I am, for those of us who do know who I am, let me remind you, I'm Ava Eager Brown, Master Coach and Founder and CEO at avaeagerbrown.com. And I help women and men, entrepreneurs and individuals move from a place of being feeling insignificant, a place of feeling lost and stuck in a rut, to a place of transformation, claiming your greatness, joy, success, and peace. I'm actually jumping on today because I was waiting on somebody I needed to interview for the book Pain to Purpose. However, the person has not shown up. And so I'm using this opportunity to do my one Facebook Live for today. Hi, Audrey. Good morning. And then I'm going to jump into my diary. I have a really packed day, so I don't want to delay. This morning, I'm going to talk about decluttering and repotting the people in your life, the relationships in your life. And you probably have seen on my Facebook page where I posted that I've done a massive clear out in my relationships. And one of the things that I've looked at is the people in my life who are not serving me any purpose, who I don't serve the purpose for which we both intended. And I've had to do that periodically throughout this year a lot because a lot of people are in my space. I realize that I've had a lot of new people in my space and I've had to compartmentalize the people in my life. You have to know who belongs in what category. And there were certainly some people in my life who did not deserve to be at the manager position they had. Hi, Rose, good morning. They really needed to be at the cashier position or the salesperson position. And so I'm going to use a job as the example of what I mean. There are some people in your life who have CEO status, who really need to be a supervisor. There are some people, some friends in your life who need to be a cashier and you've made them into a manager. There are some people in your life who need to be the cleaner and you have them as the interior decorator. And I'm using those words to let you understand exactly what I mean. I mean that you really and truly need to start looking at your relationships, looking at the people in your life and compartmentalizing them. Decide which drawer of the chest of drawer they belong in. Do they belong in the delicate drawer where you have your undies? Or do they need to go in your camisole drawer? Do they need to go where you put your flannels? Or do they need to go where you put your nice tablecloth? You are going to have to do that before 2017 comes into play. You're going to have to look at the relationship that grow you and the relationship that suck you. You're going to have to look at the people that elevate you and the people that tear you down. You're going to have to compartmentalize your life. And if you think of a garden, a nice, beautiful garden, the Princess Diana garden or whatever garden you know, even your own back garden, every so often you have to go in your garden and you have to prune and you have to repot and you have to chop down, you have to throw away, you have to kill even some of the plants in your garden because some of them are parasites. I want you to get me today. There are some people in your life who are parasites and you need to get rid of them. There are some relationships that no longer serve you, but you hold on to them. I don't get it. And I used to be just like that. I used to hold on to relationships that are no longer serving me because I just didn't know how to say goodbye. But I've now learned the art of tata, tira, ciao, adios, mi amigo. You've got to get to the place where you know which relationships to hold on to and which relationships to say goodbye to. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Aiton. So hear me, guys. As we're in the middle of October, and we are in the middle of October. Hi, Soraya. How you doing? We are in the middle of October. And the reality of the matter is, hi, Valerie, that we have carried some relationships this year that we do not need to go further next year. It doesn't mean you need to have a fight. It doesn't need to mean you need to have a quarrel. It doesn't mean you even have to stop talking. It just means you need to understand how to reposition these people in your life and your space. It's your space. And you're going to have to choose who comes into your space. You're going to have to decide what relationships to hold on to. And there's some people in the last 2 weeks, I've come across somebody in my life who I loved dearly, and I really loved, and I thought, you really mean me well. And then I only realized that the person was just associating with me because of what the person could take and get, and how aligning with me means he or she could elevate themselves. Now, there's nothing wrong with you aligning with somebody to elevate yourself, but don't do it disingenuously. Don't do it disingenuously. Don't pretend that you like me when you really don't like me. Don't pretend that you want to be in my space for something other than you really truly are. And I'm working on a project at the moment, and I can just observe the people in the project who are just there to leech, who are just there to take. And a part of it annoys me, and a part of me makes me smile, because they don't know that I'm watching them, watching me, watching them. So I know how to treat these people. I know how much of myself to give, how much of myself to hold back, how much of myself I interact with them, because they're just using me. They're jumping on the Ava Brown bandwagon and they're using it, and it's okay. Because somebody has to stand on somebody else's shoulders. And I get that. We all get that. However, you need to be aware. You need to put on your blinkers like that, your microscope vision, and be aware of why people are in your space. Hi, Jordan. How you doing? We're conditioned to believe we must not burn bridges. Not at all. We must close some doors, Soraya. Some doors have got to be closed. We can't leave every door open. We have to close some doors. There are some doors that we have got to close. And every day I realize that more and more. And I used to feel that, oh my God, I can't. No, you closed the door. There's some relationships that are bad for you. There's some business deals that are not meant to happen. There's some business partners you don't work with again. I want you to get me. I want you to hear me and overhear me this morning. You have to understand how to compartmentalize the relationships in your life. So if you have some girlfriends who can't stand by and see you succeed, they need to be demoted to supervisor position than being at CEO status. If your husband can't sit and enjoy your success, then you need to know how to, I can't tell you how to do that one, but you need to compartmentalize that one. If you're a coach, if the person who's coaching you can't stand to see you grow, then you need to find a new coach. If the people you used to do business with cannot be happy that you're growing, then you need to find new business partners. I want you to hear me well, okay? Because there's some people in your life who don't deserve to be in the CEO space that you have put them in. There are some people who need to be the cleaner, and I'm using that kind of phrase this morning. There are some people who need to be your nurse and not your gynecologist. Hello? There are some friends who need to be your general practitioner and not your gynecologist. I want you to hear me today. And some of us are leaving open doors. We're giving gynecological access to the general practitioner. We're giving gynae access to the nurse. We're giving a gynae access to the nurse's practitioner. I hope you're understanding me this morning. There are some people who don't deserve to be more than your secretary. They don't need to be your executive assistant. There are some people who need to just be your collector and not your accountant. You've got to start pruning your garden, pruning your friendship, pruning your relationships. The garden needs pruning. Come on, people. The garden needs pruning. So you need to get into the garden of your relationships, your friendships, your businesses, and start pruning them. I don't see any hearts. I don't see any likes. I don't see anybody loving what I'm saying because I'm talking to you. There are some relationships that are just for using you. There are some relationships that no longer serve you. There are some intimate relationships that you cannot carry into 2017 because they've served their time. When a relationship has served its time, you have got to let it go. Stop putting a temporary relationship into a permanent status. I used to do that with my intimate relationships. I used to believe that every relationship I had, the person needed to be a husband, needed to be staying forever. And I realized that you cannot make something that's meant to be a tree trunk become a tree root. So on that basis today, I'm asking you to understand, to start looking at your meaningful relationships, okay? And deciding what relationships you are going to keep, what relationships you are going to hang on to, what relationships that make sense in your life. Thank you for the hearts. And sometimes you have to prune yourself. Yeah, they have to prune themselves. You're right. Sometimes the way you treat them, let them understand that you need to go. But Valerie, hear this. There are some people who don't understand the signs. So you have to spell it out for them. There are some relationships that I just stop communicating with. I just back off. I no longer do certain things. I just back off. And so it happens that way, right? It happens that way. So, you just have to do that. So trees don't keep dead leaves. They don't. They have to reproduce. They have to regenerate. So you got to get new leaves. Exactly. You got to get new leaves, guys. Does that make sense? You got to get new leaves. So for the garden to stay beautiful, the gardener has to come in and prune. Okay? And you are going to have to understand that you're going to have to prune the garden. Okay? So remember that. As you go through, I love you too, baby girl. As you go through today, think about your man in your life. I'm serious. Think about the booty call. Does he still need to be around? Like, hello? Is he blocking the space for the husband to come? Do you understand me? Think about the person who is best friend status. Are they just best friend when you are the ATM? And when you don't have any ATM, they're no longer around. Think about the people in your life. Are they just... Hold on one second, because somebody's telling me that their appointment in my diary is at 10:30, when in my diary, their appointment is at 10 o'clock. Okay, let me just screenshot this to somebody, because when you don't show up, you can't expect to just show up when you feel like and expect that it's going to be okay. The appointment is not 10 o'clock. It's not 10:30. It was 10 o'clock. Hold on. You see what I mean? These kind of relationships, you drop them. Do you understand? You drop them. These kind of relationship you don't work with. The appointment is at 10:30. The appointment is at 10 o'clock. You're coming to tell me it's at 10 or 10:30. No, it's at 10. It's not. It's at 10 o'clock. You made it. Okay, so let me get back to this. So those kind of relationships, for example, are ones I don't want to work with again. So there are some clients who you don't work with anymore because they stress you out, they cause you pain, they don't add value, and you have to remove yourself. This is why I don't work with everybody. I don't want everybody's money. Go to sleep, Valerie. I'm seeing you later. So understand this, guys. You have to understand that some relationships are not worth your time. You got to prune them. You got to prune them. You got to understand how to prune them and get them into order. You got to wake up. You got to shake up. You got to say, this relationship is not serving me. I got to move on. I've got to move on. I've got to move on. Okay? So as I go through the day, because I need to go, I've got an appointment now. As I go through the day, I want you, Tommy, we need to talk. Can you inbox me your number? I want to talk to you, Tommy. I really need to have a conversation with you. So there are some relationships in your life that you need to prune. You got to prune that booty call. You got to leave space for the husband to come. You understand? You got to prune that best friend who is no longer serving you. You got to demote the CEO and make him a manager. You got to promote the manager into a CEO. You got to understand who needs to be the cleaner versus who needs to be a CEO in your life. Who needs to be your PA and who needs to be your executive assistant. You got to start weighing your relationships up. Don't give gynecological access. Don't make your nurse your gynae. If it's your nurse, it's your nurse. So some people in your life are gynecologists. They need to be a nurse. They don't need to have certain access. You understand? Is that when you go for your checkup, you go to the GP. But when you want to have a specialist, you go to a specialist. Why do you have the GP in your life a specialist? Come on, guys. You got to wake up. Hi, Carmen, sorry. You got to wake up. You got to prune your garden of your friendships and your relationships and your business and your clients. There are some clients I don't want to work with again. Simple. There are some clients you don't want to work with again. There are some people you work with them on a project to see how they work and you decide, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore. You can stay there. No matter how much you're going to pay me, I don't want to work with you again. There are some family members in your life, and even though they're blood, they need to be demoted, and some need to be promoted. Dr. Winston Ellis is in a book that I'm doing called Pain to Purpose. And I said to Dr. Ellis, on Tuesday, I called him up. I said, Winston, I need your favorite quotation. And he said to me, oh, Ava, I don't have one. I'm busy. I said, no, tell me right now. And I wrote it down because it was so profound. It was so profound what he said. And on the spot, Dr. Ellis said to me, he said, if you cannot be with me through my struggles, don't be there through my success. I want you to get that. If you cannot be there through my struggles, don't be there through my success. If your friends cannot be there in your struggles, then do not be there in your success. And I'm doing that exactly right now. I have some people in my life who are my roots. They're like a tree trunk, right? So let me see if I can illustrate for you. Because last night my illustration did not show because it was dark. So you have a tree in your life, okay? There's a tree. I need to buy some markers. And that's the tree, okay? That's the root of the tree down here, the root. These people have been with you from day one. They don't leave you no matter what. They're there. If you're broke, they're there. If you have money, they're there. If you're crying, they're there. They're at the root. They're planted in the soil of your life. They're there. If you're broke, they're there. When you're wrong, they're there. When you're right, they're in the root. And then there's some people who are the tree trunk, right? They are not the root, but they're attached. But then you have the branches. There are some people who are there as the branches, and you can chop a branch off. So you're treating somebody as a branch, as a root, because you're afraid to tell people the truth. And then you have the leaves. There are some people in your life who are the leaves. And the leaves fall off in the winter time and the autumn time, but you're keeping them as branches. They don't need to be there. There are some people who are the fruits, and they've ripened, and you're still keeping them, and they've ripened, and they're going to fall off the tree, but you're keeping them as leaves. Come on, people. And it's a stupid illustration, but you got to get rid of these people in your life. Your roots and your branches are really important. Your roots. So don't make a root into a branch, and don't make a branch into a trunk. There are some people in your life, some relationships that need to be stripped off, stripped away, taken off. Take them away. And I want you to get that. Because some of you are not getting that. Some of you are thinking that, oh, I have to. Does that make sense? Come on, guys. There are some men in your lives who are just there and they're blocking your sunshine. There are some friends who are really upset. They want to see you grow. You got to go and clean your house up. You got to go and do spring cleaning. Prune your garden. So I'm going to jump off here, and I've got somebody else to go and interview for my book. She's all the way in Japan. And I'm going to come off of here right now. But I want to say to you guys that you're going to have to understand that you need to prune your garden. You can't be promoting people in your life who don't deserve to be that way in your life. You have got to get to the place where you are going to prune. You have to prune your life. Come on, it's 2017. It's up on us. There's no 5 or 6 ways to tell you. 2017 is here. It's October the 10th almost, right? Stop giving people access in your life who don't deserve access. Stop making somebody the CEO when they deserve to be the junior secretary. Don't do that. Okay? And don't be afraid to tell people no. Tell them, I'm not going to malice you, but our relationship is not where I don't want you in that place and space anymore. Does that make sense? So you have to declutter, do a spring clean. For you to leap into significance and for you to become awakened, you have to shed some of the dead weight. When Virgin is going to Jamaica, we used to have 2 pieces of 23 kilograms. And Virgin realized that we were weighing the plane down. So too much dead weight. And so Virgin has now curved how much we can take to Jamaica. We can only take 23 kg. If the aeroplane is in the sky and it is overweight, it's going to crash. I want you to get that. If Virgin Atlantic or BA or Lufthansa or anybody else is up in the air and they have got overweight, dead weight, overweight, they are going to crash. Do you not think your relationships can be dead weight? Do you not think your life and your goals will crash if you're carrying dead weight? Think about it, guys. It's Ava Eagle Brown saying, I want you to really, truly think about that, because that is a real situation where a lot of us find ourselves in. We're carrying around dead weight and we continue to carry the dead weight and we continue to carry the dead weight and nothing changed. Okay? So please get yourself sorted and prepare yourself for dropping the dead weight. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, you cannot continue to carry dead weight around in your life. It's Ava Eagle Brown, Master Coach, Founder, CEO at avaeaglebrown.com. I want you to remember that we have Purpose Walk coming up on the 21st of May next year. And it's going to be an amazing event with some epic people who are coming from the US and the UK and all over the globe to speak at this event. Tickets are on Eventbrite, but also on Facebook called Purpose Walk 2017. We have the Pain to Purpose book launch in about 3 weeks time. We have Angela Marr hosting it. We have X Factor finalists singing there and performing. We have lots of stuff, giveaways and stuff. And I'm going to be launching my next project at that event. So please come out on the 4th of November. Tickets are at Eventbrite. And then we also have the phenomenal book tour that starts on the 22nd of October. It's going to be epic, and new authors are going to be born. Lives are going to be transformed, and tickets as well tickets are on Eventbrite. I'm going to dash. I've got Sanya to go and interview. She's all the way in Japan, and it's very late for her in Japan. And she's up waiting for me. Have a great day. Go prune your gardens. Compartmentalize your relationships. Be unapologetic. Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. The internet is working, baby, and you are not here. Catch the replay. So there are some people waiting on you. There are new relationships that need to come into your life, but you are blocking the sun rays. Open the curtains, guys, and let the sun in. Have an amazing day. And I see you guys on the flip side. Thank God it's Friday. See you later. I know I'm loud, right? I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.